This is where the ancient gods re-enter the conversation, because names like Baal and Moloch and other pre-Abrahamic deities are often treated today as primitive superstition, relics of a less enlightened time. Yet that dismissal misunderstands how power was conceptualized in the ancient world, where these gods were not imagined as distant abstractions but experienced as forces, patterns of energy, behavior and consequence that responded to attention, ritual, sacrifice, and alignment. And the uncomfortable truth is that forces do not stop existing simply because their names fall out of fashion. If people across cultures and eras consistently oriented behavior towards certain patterns and received predictable results, power, dominance, wealth, conquest, influence, then something real was being engaged, whether one interprets that reality metaphysically, psychologically, or energetically, because a system does not persist for centuries on pure imagination alone. Moloch, for example, is remembered not simply as a god, but as a principle, the sacrifice of the young, the weak, or the future for the sake of power, security, and prosperity in the present. And whether or not one believes in Moloch as a literal entity, the pattern he represents is undeniably real and continues to operate wherever human value is subordinated to efficiency, dominance, or gain. Baal functions similarly, not merely as a name, but as a force aligned with fertility, power, control of resources, and social hierarchy. Gods not of contemplation, but of outcome. And outcomes are the language power speaks. So when people say these old gods are still being praised, what they often mean is that the patterns they embodied are still rewarded. Sacrifice still grants power. Domination still yields wealth. Exploitation still accelerates growth. And these are observations rather than moral judgments, meaning wherever these patterns are reinforced, the gods associated with them remain active, regardless of what names are used.